Learning to live a life that others don't understand. Wanting others to understand who you are, what you are, what you are doing, what you want, or what you want to do is a huge unconscious stress which arises out of needing validation and understanding. It creates a dependency on others. It's like becoming a product. It's more like selling yourself to others. If they accept, then you feel comfortable with yourself. But few mature minds, after suffering this dependency, they slowly learn that submitting their individuality and power and ignoring your own calling is the cause of suffering. Rebellion on this level is deepest level. It's a deepest level of self-respect, that you don't care if others don't understand you. You won't give up yourself. And it does not mean that you will withdraw from others. Instead, you will live your life and let others live their life. You will care, but not at the cost of losing or compromising yourself. It's fine others don't get you as long as you get yourself and acknowledge yourself. That is the greatest gift to yourself. Watch out for this disease. Most of our energy loss and frustrations and failures arise out of trying to make others understand about yourself, trying to justify yourself, trying to adjust yourself to others' point of view about life. This is a victim psychology. You don't have your vote, but you gather votes from others so you can find yourself worthy of your vote. A dangerous and beautiful human is like an artist attitude, which is a bizarre balance between not giving a as well as giving a lots of all at once. An artist doesn't give a about rules, but he really gives a about what he's doing, about his creativity. It's an ability to let go things because you are too busy living your life and being yourself. You're too busy feeling yourself and expressing yourself, not caring what others think about it. Because it is not their business. Your life is your business. This is the maturity. This is the first rebellion where your real journey of life begins. When you start to acknowledge your heart, this is becoming a process. This is coming out of the package of being a product, being a decorated package of a product. You see, you are like life. You do not need to make sense, but you are not nonsense either. That means meanings or purpose of your actions or living does not have to have a validation from a system or from a conceptual thought. Meaning and sense does not have to be a verbal explanations, but it feels right. It feels right for you to do even when in your mind you don't see any sense. This is first glimpse of a transcending the mind, which means transcending the society and allowing your flow, your power, your integrity to have its say. If it feels right, it must be right. It does not have to make sense. This is trust, trusting the present. Present is not some outward phenomenon. Present is how you feel about things, not how you think in a dual way about things, doubt and fear and greed, and letting things happen. This is not submission, because people think trust or letting go is kind of becoming lazy or useless or allowing things, you're not doing anything. No. When you follow, when you submit to what you feel, that needs your active participation. That is active participation into what you feel and letting go what does not feel right. That needs a battle, because when you start to follow your own self, which truly means letting go of the outside pressures, but hard work is now on, means interesting creative work is on, where you'll have to find ways for your expression. And that challenge is what our lazy ego mind hates. That's why it submits the fear of being alive, fear of life, fear of confrontation when you stand for yourself, fear of losing friends or connections because it doesn't feel right. This is what I mean, not giving a but also giving a lots of. As long as others are concerned, you care, but you don't get bothered if they don't get you. But as far as your relation with yourself is concerned, you are committed to flow and act with what you sense and feel is right, even when others resist or condemn. This is becoming a lion and roaring. Roar is possible when you listen to your soul and express. If you listen to others and act, then you are just a whimper, adjusting and compromising yourself for the others. Biggest killer of your creativity and power is fear of being alive, fear of being yourself. This fear, this fear oriented personality slowly becomes a dull and lazy energy, because to be alive means discomfort, action, alive, friction, challenge, confrontation, dialogue. You will be forced to look at yourself. You will be forced to look at others from your context. Till now, you've been looking at yourself from others' point of view. But real challenge is when you start to look at yourself from your point of view. What feels right? Point of view is not a thought process. Point of view is what you see and feel, and letting that feeling take over your life rather than what you think, which is a compromise. This is saving your soul is. Save your soul, you have saved the humanity. Lose your soul, you have destroyed the humanity. Because there is no other humanity than you. Become a glitch. Become a glitch in the matrix of society. Make sense to yourself, not to others. Such people inspire others to be themselves. And that is what I mean. Save yourself, and you have saved the humanity. You cannot try to change people directly. You cannot ignite people when you are not on fire. So it's a simple mechanism of life. If you are inspired and alive, that energy inspire others to be alive, not to be like you, to be alive as they are. You are a creation of life. You were created to create, not submit to labor work of any kind, social, relational, or spiritual. Ask yourself, when was the last time You felt yourself, not what you thought about yourself. Ask yourself, whenever you are lost and feeling not so great about your life, when was the last time you created something? It can be a doodle, it can be a little play of words. When was the last time you sang? It can be a little hum or some movie song. When was the last time you danced? Or how many times you stopped yourself from dancing because when you heard the exciting, cool music, you just decided to ignore it? When was the last time you cried because you feel sad instead of finding solutions to sadness? This is your creativity. Trust it. You do not have to be an artist, but to live a life is an art. This creativity is not nonsense, even when it does not make any sense to your profit oriented mind, but it gives you meaning and vision to your life. It clears the garbage from within because you were created to create. Become an artist of yourself. You don't have to learn it, but just love to be yourself. Then your actions will carry the music of your soul. And that's art, that's creativity. Joy may not make sense, but it gives you energy and inspiration to live, which we expect money to do that for us. And this is the biggest deception which has been created. Once you have money, then life will be all right. No, life does not get all right just with the money. You need to train yourself for joy, and joy can be learned only by living it when you're feeling it. You can compromise everything else, but never compromise your joy. Allow that life, that divine spark in you which expresses as joy, give it space. That is surrender. That is letting go. That is a fire. Surrender is not, if on the level of certain philosophical concepts, surrender is like water, it is also like fire. When it burns, you don't stop the fire. When it flows, you don't create dams. Have some integrity and be yourself and honor yourself. Life honors you when you honor your life because you are made of life. That is the only way to connect with life through your life. And that is the only divine, that's the only cosmos you will ever know or experience is your life. You cannot change your scared rat mind into a lion, but you can roar so loud that rat in you gets burnt. And that's exactly what meditation is, to become so aware, alive, that your old thoughts, old concepts which are like dead leaves covering your fertile soil, they get burnt. They become light for you instead of becoming a darkness for you. Rat is a repressed, submissive power, a dry leaf which rattles when wind comes. It has on its own nothing to give. Greatest discipline is to train yourself to be yourself and listen to what you are. Cultivate some discipline. Open your ears to how you feel and become deaf to what others say. This is silent rebellion. You will catch fire and you will illumine your life. For that, you need to trust what you feel. For that, you need to cut through the laziness and stagnation of your victim mind, which depends on others. Hari Om. Namaste.
Shri Ramachandra